Hey guys, Buckskin Dave here. Well, it's that time of year when there is so much to do that it's been really hard for me to stay in the shop and work on stuff that I really like to work on. I'm getting gutters put on the house, and apparently this fellow that's going to put these gutters up has an idea to keep the snow from ripping them down every year, and so he's got the job. But I've been trying to prepare for him and doing some electrical work up there that's going to make it better for that job. And I got most of that finished. What I want to do today is I loaded up some of these 530 grain 20-to-1 bullets that I bought from Buffalo Arms. And at 1200 feet per second, I had two of them in the same hole and the other one just like cutting the line right there. A really good group. So what I want to do is I want to see if I can catch one of these bullets. I've been taking them out of the dirt, you know, behind the target and stuff, and they're hitting pretty hard because they're disrupting the bullet pretty good. I'm going to try to catch one in some jugs of water today, so we're going to do that. Another thing that I want to do today a little bit is work on one of those beaver tails. I skinned one of them out, and I've never done beaver tail before, so it's all new to me. But we'll go through the process and see if we can figure it out together. I skinned it down and I let it dry. I'm going to try putting it in some bark tan and see what happens with it. And then we'll skin out the other one too and take a look and see what's going on there. A few of you guys I know are probably disappointed that we haven't done much muzzle loading lately, and that's going to change. We're going to do some muzzle loading. I'm going to be building a Baker rifle here pretty soon. As soon as the parts get here, I'd like to get it done before summer's over. And so that will prompt me to shoot muzzle loaders a little more, and we'll talk about them. But right now, let's get on these two projects and go from there. So anyway, I'm going to try to catch one of these 50s, one of these 530 grain 50s. I did have to make an adjustment on this rifle here. This little lever that attaches to the pin that holds the lever action together, it broke off, and I was shooting it with just the pin in there. It's not as easy to get in and out. You have to tap it in and out with a punch, but I finally got that part put in. And one of the things I wanted to mention is not all sharps actions are created equal. Even between, this is an Italian action and it's imported by Chiappa, but even between the Italian actions, because when this broke, I took a pin out of a Pedersoli sharps rifle, and it would go all the way in except for the little part that sticks out this side. It wouldn't fit. It's too fat. So maybe I could have made that fit, but I didn't want to ruin the part because it went to another rifle. So if you do happen to break one of these, make sure you get it from the same rifle action manufacturer's parts list. So anyway, I'm going to shoot. I got like eight or so jugs there. I'm going to put you on the side so you can see it go through, and let's see if we can catch one of these. By the way, get you a cup of coffee to enjoy the show with. Well, maybe I need to get a lesson from lever guns. I thought I was far enough back, but we kind of got wet. Anyway, so it went on through there. So we're going to check it out. Well, anyway, it kind of, we didn't catch it. It went through 8 jugs of water. And it come out this back one. It didn't punch a nice hole. It kind of like almost barely come out, but I checked for 20-30 feet over here and I can't find it. The fact that it went all the way through all of that water and kept going really is, I mean, it's only going 1,200 feet a second. It's 530 grain bullet, but I definitely think it will go through just about any North American game animal, which makes it an okay bigger game hunting cartridge. Anyway, I gotta clean this up now. So I hope you got you a cup of coffee. I'm messing with this beaver tail, and I've skinned some off. It's really tough. You can see it's got a lot of the sinew down through here, and this is kind of a fatty, gristly stuff, kind of similar to what's on the back side of a beaver that you got to scrape off. And I scraped it down. I didn't take the scales off because I don't really know how. I guess you're supposed to put lime on them or something of that nature, and that'll get the scales off. I've never done this before, okay? This is all new to me, so I'm kind of working on it. But I was going to skin this meat off of here, and here's what the one that I got here. I skinned it and I let it dry, and it's dry like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff it a little bit, scrape it just a little, and put it in the tanning solution and see what happens. I'm almost wondering if I took too much material off of here, too much flesh off of here. I'm not sure, because I don't know. So anybody that's done this before might leave a comment for some of the viewers. It'll help them figure it out. But anyway, let's start here and let's start taking this meat off of here. I'll show you how I was doing it. Okay. So I'm going to start up at the top here and make a cut. Those little lines of gristle are kind of tough. Let's see if we can get some of this off of here. I read that you can grab a hold of this in the vise or with a channel lock and peel it off, but man, I sure didn't get that to work very well. Seems like you got to cut it right off. So, okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, so see, I've got a pretty good slab of this coming off. What's really funny is none of this looks like muscle, and we all know how powerful their tails are. The only thing I can figure is these lines of sinew. I don't know how well you can see that. These little lines of sinew. Oops, there you go. I don't know how you can see it or if you can. Anyway, these little lines of sinew that are going through here must be what they use to make the tail do what they want it to do. Because anyway, so I've almost got this off of there, and then I'll clean up some more. And I'm going to put one end dry and one end wet. Anyway, so it's kind of like filleting fish. Here's the chunk of, and Teaspoon seems to think she must live with, I can't live without that. Now, here I still have some fat that I'm going to try to trim off of there and get it a little bit thinner and go from there. But I'm not going to take it down as thin as I did on the other side. Into the bait sack. Now, apparently the mountain men really like that stuff, so you know, this one has been these tails have been sitting around here for a while, so I don't know if it'd be wise to cook them or not. I've never eaten it, but I hear it's good. So I'm going to try 2 different ways. See, what's interesting is all the white's gone from drying. It really didn't look much different than this. So there's a layer of skin in there. It's just dried way out. So I'm gonna mix up some of that. This is logwood crystal. It's a bark, and I'm gonna soak both of them, one wet and one dry, and see which one works the best. All right, guys. So I started putting that tail. I got to put the other tail in here also. I'm going to skin that probably today. I'll probably fill it up to about here. Anyway, this will, you can see it's starting to do it already right here. It'll render into a really cool oil. It's beaver tail. It's kind of a really good, either it's a good lure by itself. As it renders, it'll age. And it's both a good lure by itself, and it will. It's also a good additive to lures. It has kind of a different odor, but it seems to work good on your predators and stuff like that. And then here's our tails. They're in the tannet, and they'll be out here, and they'll keep getting. Yeah, they don't smell like they're rotting, so I think they're tanning. And this is a good spot. This black bumper collects the heat, keeps this hot. So today I'm going to go out and I'm going to start putting out, I'm going to put out a bear bait today if I can get to the spot. Okay. And so bear season is open. So I'm going to bring a rifle with me. Here you get this bait out. Load up. Come on, come on. Teaspoon! Teaspoon! Come on, you want to go? Anyway, I'm going to go get this bait out today. I'll have a camera with me, so if anything exciting happens, maybe we'll get a picture. But stick with the channel and go ahead and follow this hunt a little bit. I'm thinking if that one, if you followed my channel last year, if that one bear that I saw last year is still alive and comes out to the bait, he's a light brown bear with a big white patch, and he's about 5 years old. We'll probably put him in the freezer. So anyway, that's it for right now. Stay with the channel. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And you guys have a safe day.